time to get shredded. Here I am, sitting, drinking my coffee, put a little bit of salt in there. Done probably between 100 and 200 push-ups today. This is coffee number 5. I've had smoked a cigar. Haven't done much else other than that. The reason I whipped out my phone and I started filming this video is because once you start something, it makes it really easy to keep going. Once you whip out your phone and you start scrolling on TikTok, it's funny how it's just so easy because the dopamine is right there. You just keep going and going and going and going and going. 99% of society is like this. A bag of Doritos. You walk into the store, you buy the spicy nacho Doritos, you open the bag, start eating Doritos. There's so much dopamine right there. As soon as you start, it overtakes your conscious brain, it shuts your mind off, so you stop becoming aware, and you keep repeating that action, you keep consuming. Dopamine is the repetition chemical. What your dopamine receptors are attracted to, your body is going to repeat those actions over and over and over and over again. So you could just be mindlessly scrolling on TikTok, you could be scrolling on Twitter, you could be just eating food all day, or you could be like me, mindlessly, drinking coffee and doing push-ups all day, right? But the reason I do what I do is so I can move faster and so I can create more things. I'm not perfect. I don't have millions of dollars. I don't have a million social media followers, but I am pretty shredded. I'm pretty big. I do have certain things I can do that other people can't. I do have something to teach people. It's like I can't speak for people out in Africa living in the jungles. I don't understand that. I'm not from there. I can only speak from my experience. I grew up in a spoiled, rich household, and I wasted every opportunity that my parents gave me because my dopamine receptors were attracted to random, stupid bullshit. Isn't it funny how the people who are always chasing feelings and chasing happiness and chasing pleasure and chasing fun always end up the most distraught and the most insecure? It's because if you're always chasing something, that means you don't have it with you. It's great to be on a path pursuing something. I consider myself to be on a path. I wake up every day, do push-ups, drink coffee, speak into my phone, create. I try to move as fast as humanly possible because I know in the future, if I keep building up these habits and I keep doing the right things and become more powerful slowly but surely, if I keep moving in the same direction, I'm going to get there. So you can look at my YouTube channel and think, oh, he's not going to be a famous influencer. He doesn't even have this many, whatever. You don't get a lot of views. But what I am getting is I'm building up the repetition in my brain. I'm building up the muscle of posting videos. It's like in the gym, when I first started lifting, when I was like 16 years old, I'm like 21 now. When I was bench pressing, I could bench press one plate, 45s on each side. It was like 130 pounds. I could bench press that 5 or 6 times, whatever. Now I'm older, 5 years later, and I can bench press twice the amount of weight pretty much effortlessly, right? And that did not happen overnight. That didn't happen by me daydreaming and imagining and praying and wishing my bench press would go up. The bench press went up because every single day I went into the gym, I pressed more, I pressed harder, I pressed more weight, more numbers, more. As long as you're moving forward in the right direction and you don't stop and you have a clear vision of where you're supposed to go, as long as you keep moving and you slowly but surely, consistently move in that direction, it's pretty much a guarantee you're gonna get there. So look at me, right? I went to college for business school. That's this college right here in Massachusetts, and I'm in Florida now. And the funny part is, I actually have wasted a lot of time, and I shouldn't have. Maybe it's a delusion, right? Maybe it's a limiting belief in my head that, oh, destined to create some perfection, or I'm blessed and I'm going to do all these great things and I'm the best. I don't have to try because I'm destined to win. And that's wrong. I can have faith, right? Grab my back. I can have faith. That does not mean I do not have to put in effort. Sure, that's great, I have faith. Sure, it's great, I have a big imagination. Sure, it's great, I have belief in myself. You know, my mom said, hey, keep your spirits up, kid, whatever. But that doesn't mean I can waste all of my time and live as slow as possible and never create anything and never exert effort and just consume all day like a fat little slug. That's not what you're supposed to do, Berta. So if you don't have, let's say, a clear vision, if you are not standing tall on a 100% dead sprint toward your goal, if you're not on a path right now, 100% dead sprint pursuit in the direction of your goal, if you're not like literally staring your goal right in front of you like it's life or death, if you're not chasing after it like it's life or death, then what are you chasing? Your body and your instincts are going to dictate how you feel every day. Your experiences are relative. If I wake up one day, eat lots of food, have lots of fun, watch lots of videos, the next day when I wake up and I don't do that, my brain is going to go into shock. It's going to be like, why can't I go back to normal? Why can't I go back to the past, to this relaxation, homeostasis, safety feeling? And the only way your brain knows how to achieve safety and relaxation is pulling out your phone and start scrolling, or walking over to the fucking kitchen and eating a bunch of sugary, shitty goy-slop foods. If you are ruled by your instant gratification habits, if you're ruled by your feelings, if you're ruled by your guttural, animalistic emotions, then you're not going to be able to create something unique. You're not going to be able to create something with your own will. So I'm not just saying this for no reason. I'm saying if you want to live a life where you wake up and you scroll on TikTok every single second of every day, all you do is scroll, that's fine. But what I'm trying to do is get the world to move faster. I'm trying to get people to understand that no matter what kind of life they want to live, they can live it faster if they become more precise. You get rid of all the external bullshit. You get rid of the distractions, the misdirections, the fucking time wastings, all the fucking shit that clouds your vision, right? The whole world stands aside for a man who knows where he's going. I know that sounds fucking stupid, talking from a guy who's just sitting on a porch. I'm not a millionaire, right? I'm not the most shredded man on the planet yet. But I just might have the most faith out of anybody I've ever met. And that's what's important. Because faith drives your action. So at the end of the day, you always have a choice. You have a choice, you can move faster, or you have a choice, you can move slower. I can eat food that's gonna replenish my nutrients, and I can eat food that's gonna make me fulfilled and powerful and charged, or I can eat food that makes me slower and sicker and more disgusting and more ugly and insecure. Food makes you strong, fulfilled, or weak and insecure. It is kind of funny, because I claim to be so motivational, and I claim to be this god of willpower, right? The funny part is, I'm still reacting to my environment. I sat down, got my coffee right here, started speaking into my phone, because I thought I wanted to do that. The only reason I did this is because there's dopamine. Right now my back hurts, the dopamine is shutting off. I don't want to keep repeating this action. I don't want to keep talking into this phone. I got distracted, the dopamine shut off, I lost my attention. The only thing you need to understand is that your brain and your body are going to adapt to the environment regardless of what it is. You could be in the middle of Africa fucking fighting monkeys and lions and tigers. You can be in New York trading stocks, doing fucking stockbroking with all the Jews and all the business finance people. It doesn't matter. When I sit down and I look at this camera and I start speaking, I'm gonna keep speaking until I'm fucking finished. That's dopamine. In your environment, there are going to be things that distract you, there are going to be things that move you faster, and there's stuff that's going to move you slower. You're going to have people in your life that give you energy, and there's also going to be people that take your energy, right? So if you don't have a tribe of killers, then most of the time you just need a change of environment, right? Because I moved across the country. I went from Boston to Florida. I went to Florida to fucking Oklahoma, and then to Colorado, and then back to Florida. And every single time I changed my environment, I changed the people around me. When you change the people around you, you have to change. So that doesn't mean abandon your whole family. That doesn't mean become a monk and abandon society and go live out in the woods because you don't want to compete with all these people. You don't want the difficulty. That means imagine a life where every single thought and emotion that you have moves you in the direction of your goal. And if you ask yourself a question, what would that look like? It would look like a bunch of people who have the same ideas as you, pushing you in the same direction. That's it. So I have a sales job. I knock on doors all day trying to make sales. And the people around me that I talk to on a day-to-day basis push me forward. Do the people you speak to every day, do they slow you down? Do they waste your time? Or do they speed you up and do they make you more powerful? You can't explain colors to blind people. It's a scientific fact. You can look it up online. Your brain's emotional nervous system state. If you're in a state of fear, you're only going to be able to accept emotions and information at that exact same state of energy, of emotion. So if you're feeling fear and stress, if someone tries to come to you and like say, hey, it's okay, blah, 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 I'm coming with love, it's all right, blah, 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 all you're going to hear is fear. It's the same thing when you're talking to a little tiny toddler, a little fucking 2-year-old kid having a temper tantrum. You can't get through to them. You can't connect with that little kid to get them to stop screaming, get them to calm down. Then you can talk sense into it. Your brain works the same way. I do push-ups, I drink coffee, I speak into my phone. That's what I do. And because of that, I remain in control. The more push-ups you do, the more coffee you drink, the more you create, the more you speak, the faster you move through life, the more other people will follow you. I don't know if you ever took fucking physics in school, but Bernoulli's principle is that a fluid in motion attracts a fluid that is not in motion. That's why plane wings are shaped like this. Plane wings, there's curved on top, flat on the bottom, curved on the top, because the curved air forces it to move faster. So faster air on top, slow on the bottom. It moves up because the faster energy draws everything in. The faster energy is going to attract all the slower energy. That's why famous people are worshipped. That's why if you're in a gym exercising, if some big, huge, shredded guy comes in, the faster, more powerful energy is going to attract the slower energy. That's a fact of physics. That is the law of physics. So when you see a rich person or a powerful person or a high status individual, they're just more powerful. They move faster. They attract those who are slower than them. So how do you think you're going to attract a girl or attract a mate or attract a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, if you're moving slow and nobody's attracted to you? And this isn't some fucking like dating course. I'm just saying, if you did 100,000 push-ups and drank 500 coffees, your problems would not be happening. If you drop something on the floor, if you make a mistake, if you forget something, If you drank 100 coffees and did 1 million push-ups, it would not be happening because you would be too in control. You'd be too powerful. So think about any problem that you have in your life. That problem would not exist if you were a 6'5" Greek god, shredded freak of nature, most powerful man you've ever seen. So if you have a problem, if you have any undesirable circumstance or any lack of freedom whatsoever, that would not exist if you were extremely powerful physically, a shredded Greek god, contractile tissue, muscle mass, and if you had lots of money and an unstoppable will. So that doesn't mean you can just sit around and pray saying, oh, I hope my problems get better. Sit around and pray, oh, I wish my life was perfect. I wish everything was easy. I wish my problems just didn't exist. And every time you do that, all you're telling your subconscious brain is that I can't control this scenario. So I'm going to escape, try to find a scenario that I can remain in control. So me, what am I avoiding? What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of people looking at me and saying, you're stupid, you don't know what you're saying, you're dumb and weak, you're an outcast. That's what I'm afraid of. So if I upload this video today and I clip it up online and I post it, then yeah, it's gonna happen. Who fucking cares, you know? I have no fear, it doesn't really matter, you know? But it's a part of my character at this point that I would much rather be speaking and talking and creating than consuming. Like, in all honesty, I've spent so much time watching Netflix and watching online streamers and just wasting my time consuming bullshit, but speaking into my phone and creating is always more fulfilling. So there's no such thing as fear and pain. There is only insecurity and weakness. There's no such thing as fear. There's no such thing as anxiety. There's no such thing as depression. There's no such thing as fucking mental illness. It's all just weakness and insecurity, a lack of movement. If I made you scroll on TikTok all day and eat poisonous Goislop chemicals and just scroll on TikTok and be weak all day, then I ask you to go run a marathon, don't you think your body would go into shock because it's not used to that stimuli? It's not comfortable in that state of being. So when I drink coffee and I do push-ups and I speak every single fucking day and I exert myself and become more powerful, don't you think it's gonna be easier in the future? So you can change your hormones, you can slow down, or you can get more shredded and speed up. Faster or slower? Stronger or weaker? More fulfilled, more insecure and empty? More powerful, weaker and smaller? You have a choice to make. Are you gonna watch this video and keep scrolling and consuming like a piece of shit? Or are you going to start creating and are you going to get more shredded? I think it's pretty simple. But not everybody can be as blessed as me. So, that's pretty much it. Shoot me a DM, comment on the video. Ask yourself a question, you know. If my life was perfect, what would that look like? If I had complete control and freedom, what would it look like? And it would look like me being so extremely shredded and powerful that nothing can stop me. Like I said, the whole world stands aside for a man who knows where he's going. What did Andrew Tate say? It's pretty hard to defeat a man who endlessly perseveres. So as long as you don't give up, as long as you keep inching closer towards the direction of success, you just slowly but surely, consistently get over there, it's probably where you're gonna end up, right? It's cause and effect. So I'm gonna go do some more push-ups, drink some more coffee, film some more videos, upload some content, get more shredded. going to become more powerful. Get more shredded.